Yo, what's good, sports fans? It's your boy Dread. I'm here to give y'all my review on the NFL wild card and my predictions for the NFL Divisionals coming up this weekend. And oh yeah, before I get the video started, I got to shout out a couple people. Shout out to my girl Updating Tech Wizard. Thank you for watching my videos. You know, thanks. I figured I'd give you a shout out now. And shout out to my boy Bruce Bliss because I like watching your sports channel and your videos on boxing and football. Anyway, my review on the Divisionals. My review on the wild card. Well, if y'all seen my video, I kind of have to shut my mouth now because 3 out of 4 of my predictions were wrong, and it kind of pissed me off a little bit because normally when it comes to predicting sports, I'm pretty good. But at this time of year, you know, leading up to the Super Bowl and going to the finals, the NFL just proved that how unpredictable that it can be. But the one prediction that I got right was the Baltimore Ravens versus the Kansas City Chiefs, and the reason I got that one right is because I figured that the Baltimore Ravens defense was going to be too much for the offense of the Kansas City Chiefs to handle. I mean, don't get me wrong, they got Jamal Charles. He actually scored a rushing touchdown. He got a pretty good amount of yards. And Dexter McCluster put on a little bit of a show too, but right before he got shut down by Ed Reed, and he got the ball stripped by him by Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis forced a fumble, which I seen coming a mile away. But do I see the Baltimore Ravens beat the Pittsburgh Steelers? Unfortunately, I don't, because if you noticed in that game, Joe Flacco in the first half cuffed the ball 3 different times via interception, and I think it was 2 interceptions to 1 fumble. Well, either way, he caught the ball 3 times, and he can't really make mistakes like that against Troy Polamalu and Charles Woodson. He can't make those mistakes. And Ben Roethlisberger, he will go off if you let him. And not to mention, the running game is pretty good too with Rashard Mendenhall. And Mike Wallace is going to be the fastest man on the field. So for my quick prediction for that one, I got to say, even though the games are usually pretty close, I think the statistics said the game's usually decided by 6 points or fewer, and that's exactly what I'm going to give the game to. I'm going to give it to the Pittsburgh Steelers by 6 points. Now, as far as my prediction on the Colts and Jets game, I had picked the Colts to win by 7 points, I believe, 7, 10 points, but it didn't matter because I was wrong about that prediction, because I figured that a team like the Indianapolis Colts, offensively, they are just as dangerous as the New England Patriots. But the Jets, they hung in there, and they not only hung in there, they won. But even as good as their offense is with Mark Sanchez, LaDainian Tomlinson, and their wide receiver Santonio Holmes, and even their defense with Darrell Reeves and Antonio Cromartie, a team like that can't really scratch it out against the Colts and expect to beat a team like the New England Patriots. I just don't see it happening. I mean, don't get me wrong. My heart is with them. I do want the Colts. I do want the Jets to win because I can't stand the Patriots. But when you're commentating on sports, you got to be unbiased. And Rex Ryan, he has been talking a lot of smack. Let's just hope that him and the Jets can back it up. But as far as my prediction on that game, I say that the Patriots are going to win by 10 or more. Now, these next 2 games last week for me were the shocker of the week when the Seattle Seahawks, the 79 Seattle Seahawks, beat the Super Bowl 44 champion New Orleans Saints, and when the Green Bay Packers beat the team who I thought that was my pick to go all the way in the NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the Seattle Seahawks, they surprised me, especially Marshawn Lynch. That dude was a beast. But and I actually picked the Saints to win, but they didn't just barely lose. The Seahawks actually beat them by a pretty good margin. I believe they beat them by 10 points. But you got to believe when they go up against the Bears this weekend, you got to believe, oh well, if they can beat a team like the Saints, they at least got a chance against the Chicago Bears. I agree they got a chance, but I don't want to seem like I'm being a hater, but I got to pick the Chicago Bears to beat the I got to pick them to beat the Seahawks this time. But I would believe whatever the fudge the Seattle Seahawks fans say if they pull this one out, if the Seahawks actually win this one. Like I said, they got Marshawn Lynch, they got Matt Hasselbeck, and their defense, if I was to give it a number rating, I'd probably have to rate it about maybe a 6 or 7 out of 10. But Chicago, that's also known as a smash-mouth, hard-hitting defensive team too. So I don't really see that being a really high-scoring game. I only see them probably getting about maybe 21 to 24 points apiece. And I think that's going to be the final score of that game with the Bears winning. The Bears 24 and the Seahawks by 21. And last but not least, the Philadelphia Eagles. Mike Vick, what happened, man? Well, you know what? I can't really blame Mike Vick. It ain't all his fault. There's 3 factors the reason why the Eagles lost that game. Reason number 1 is because the Eagles defense, they had no answer for the run. They figured, okay, we're going to be going against Aaron Rodgers. He's going to be airing out the ball and throwing bombs all night. They actually grounded the ball. They pounded the ball out on the ground and threw short passes to Donald Driver. He actually, got a pretty good amount of yards, as well as their other receiver did. And that boy, Clay Matthews, he is a beast. I mean, that dude is like the Hulk, except he's got long blonde hair and he's not green. But yeah, their defense was hard hitting. They took it to Mike Vick. They were not soft on him at all. And another reason is because Deshaun Jackson, their receiver, Deshaun Jackson, number 10, he was hurt and he didn't really play the same the rest of the game. And another reason why they lost is because Mike Vick, like when it was crunch time, he took too many risks and he threw an interception. He tried to bomb the ball down the field in a desperation attempt, ended up getting the ball picked off, and that's why they lost. And I don't know where Mike Vick is going to go next year, but I figured Andy Reid would be stupid to not re-sign him to the Eagles because that's the only real championship caliber team that he can go to. But enough about the Eagles. Now, as far as who I think is going to win between Atlanta and Green Bay, once again, I don't really want to seem like a hater, but I'm going to have to go against Green Bay and pick the Philadelphia Eagles because I feel like the Atlanta, they got too many weapons. They got Matt Ryan bombing the ball down the field. They got a pretty good run and a good passing game, and their defense is above average. So if I had to pick a number, I gotta say I have to give it to Atlanta by 7 points. Anyway, sports fans, tell me what you guys think about the wild card and the divisionals, and who you think is going to the Super Bowl. Well, I'll probably put a video on the Super Bowl later on. I'll give y'all an update. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. This has been Dre. I'll see you on the next video.